Okay, so here we go with Matrix. This is the normal difficulty, and I'm going to show you how to get the 100% purification and over 800,000 points in the same run, or get a gold star. If you're going to go for the platinum trophy in this game, it is pretty difficult. It requires a lot of practice and patience, but with time you'll get it. So I'm just going to get right into the level here. You want to be really quick with eliminating these guys. I'm assuming that you know how to time the beats and release the shots so that you get the bonus multiplier, the perfect multiplier. But when you get to this section right here, you got to be sure you're quick. So spam your tracer a bit because you'll have like one guy left over, so you won't fill up a full set of 8 guys. And then this will happen. These 2 extra guys will come in. So before you see the little purple fish, you should have a 37% purification rate in this area. It's very common to leave the area with 29%. You'd miss those last 4 guys or something like that. But if you do that, you're not going to be able to complete the level with 100%. So with that said, it's just pretty standard from here on out. Again, just follow what I'm doing here. This is my first attempt, or my first like actual run on the gold star. So it's not the best run, and I do make a lot of mistakes, and I will point those out. So just don't be too intimidated. I mean, if I could complete this with as many mistakes as I did, you guys can definitely do it if you just watch this video and just improve upon my gameplay here. A little tip, I'll mention this in every video that I upload for each of the 5 levels, is I tap my foot to the beat of the music, and for me, I release the shots every time my foot is above the ground, like when I tap my foot. So make sure you collect all the power-ups too. The euphorias are especially important. Make sure that you always get those. So make note of where I gain the euphoria, because you definitely don't want to miss that, because it gives you 100,000 points at the end if you don't use your euphoria, and that's a real big help. So in the hard mode, you may have to use your euphoria. That's a different story. I didn't record my hard modes because they're essentially the same as normal, the enemy placements and all that stuff. The only difference is they shoot more purple missiles at you and you take double the damage, as well as some enemies might be stronger, like they might take 3 Octa-Locks instead of 2 to take out, and so forth. But it just requires speed and being able to take down those purple shots. Okay, so this area right here, after you finish the first area, you'll be in this new area. It's pretty tricky. You got to be kind of fast. Focus on these mini fish because they come and go kind of quick. If you have to spam your tracer on this guy, don't worry about Octa-Locking like I'm doing here. I took a bit of a risk and it actually paid off a little bit. So focus on these fishes. They're the primary concern here. On hard mode, they do take more than like 1 Octa-Lock, I think, to take down or something, or like they have a higher health percentage. But anyways, when you finish that first section, you come down here. You should have 71%, and then these last couple of fishes will make up the final 27 that you need here. So you need 73%. I don't know what I said. So anyways, that section is kind of hard. If you get past that section, there's only one more hard section in Matrix. But this next section is kind of easy here. One thing you want to note for these guys in this section, you want to take out the fishes before you take out all of the red cubes, because if you take out the red cubes, the fishes will disappear. So make sure you do that first. Leave the red cubes on the map until you're sure that all the fishes are gone, kind of thing. Or if you can Octa-Lock them all in one place, just do that. It's pretty self-explanatory. If you watch the video, you're gonna know where everything's gonna be spawning, and it is kind of annoying to kind of pause the video and watch the next section and whatever. But just pause the video and time every enemy. So what I recommend you do is watch each section and just kind of get a general feel for it. You don't expect to get this your first time. This game can be a trophy hunter's nightmare because it's a game that requires a lot of trial and error, practice and failing, perfection of techniques, timing, and even a little bit of luck maybe. But I mean, if you just keep at it, you'll be able to get it. This platinum is pretty rare. It's pretty prestigious. I think only 10 people on your gamer cards and PSN profiles have it. So yeah, if you get this platinum, it's a 1% completion rate, so it's really tough. But the game is definitely great. It's one of probably the best games I've played this year, along with Battlefield and Catherine and Dark Souls. I haven't played Batman or Uncharted, but that's besides the point. Back onto the video here. On hard mode, they'll shoot a lot more purple things at you, so you kind of want to take out those fishes a little bit faster. And you've noticed that I didn't bother with that last purple missile because I knew that if I took out all of the enemies in the area, the purple missiles will disappear. So you kind of can use that to your advantage, although don't take too much risk. After that final part, you're going to just finish off this boss here, and you should reach this area with 84% purification, and the boss will give you the last 16%. And if you paused it right there, it was 16%. Now this is the second hardest part in the level. It's really tough on hard mode, and I use my Euphoria on a section here. I'll make note of it, but for the most part on normal difficulty, it's pretty easy. You move faster and faster, so you got to be really quick with the walls. I would recommend that you spam Tracer and mash the X button at the same time, so that you can make sure you get the 100% purification in this area. Don't worry about Octa-Locking in this area. It's kind of hard to do. There's some sections where you can do it, but like right here where you have this enemy and you're pretty far away, so I was able to do it there. But don't take too many risks if you don't have to. Okay, like this section right here I think is where I use the Euphoria. No, it's not this section. It was another section. But anyways, the red cube should be getting more and more. Just pay attention to the purification rate in the bottom left hand of the screen there. Make note that this guy is next after the last section that I just went through, because you don't want to be trying to Octa-Lock on that guy because he has the purple stuff around him. So just make note of that. This is the final section. You're going to reach this area with 87%. You know, I'm Octa-Locking here. Again, you don't have to. Just focus on getting the 100% purification. You'll more than enough make up the points throughout the rest of the level. And of course, when you're trying to get the gold star, you also want to try to not break your Octa-Lock. Like I do think I break it a couple times, but the game isn't unfair. But you know, obviously, if you can avoid breaking your Octa-Lock, that's better. And use those fishes in the background. You see those mini fishes? They don't count towards the purification, but they really help to expand your points or your multiplier if you need to build it back up. And you don't need to, I don't know why, probably because it was my first like real run doing this, but you don't need to attack those spheres in the middle there. You can just focus on the enemies. That's what I recommend you do. And the spheres, they don't give you points. That's another thing to keep track of. Know what gives you points in this game. So even though I'm perfectly Octa-Locking on the spheres, it doesn't matter because they're not giving me any points. So I might as well just spam Tracer on them. And so that's a little tip for you guys. And at this part here, this is another tricky part. You have to make sure that two of these, like, I don't know what they're called. I'll refer to them as, like, eel-like creatures. They got to come out of the bottom there. It's very common that only one comes out. And to my knowledge, what you have to do to make both come out is eliminate all of the enemies fairly quickly. So that's why I say avoid, you know, trying to destroy the spheres in the center. Focus on killing the fishes that spawn in on the screen, as well as the main enemies with the balls on them or whatever, so you can get both those guys to spawn. Because if they don't spawn, you just messed up your run. You got to restart for 100% purification. You should reach this area with 23% on normal. The percentages differ on hard difficulty, but again, just practice, you'll get it. This section here is really easy. It's just like a massive point fest. You should be able to get this pretty much flawlessly. It's really simple. Just if you practice enough, you'll know the pattern, so you know like where to aim your reticule before the targets spawn on the screen. But it's generally pretty easy to do, even if it's your you know, first couple of tries. So not much to say here, so I'm just gonna let it play out, and I'll discuss at the end of this kind of section, because I think this all blends into one section if I recall. But it's pretty much, you're pretty much safe from here on out. I mean, the second section where you have the fishes, the section that we were just in, when you had to get those two guys to spawn at the final sphere, and the part where you have to move through the walls are the hardest part. So if you can get through those with 100% purification and without breaking your multiplier, and you have, you know, like you can see that my points here are like massive. I got 650,000 points. So if you reach this area with like 600,000 or 550,000, you should be good, especially if you haven't had to use your Euphoria, because that'll give you an extra 100,000 points. And destroying these things on the sphere, like these little glowing lights, they give you a ton of points. So that'll really help to build up your multiplier. Something like 5,000 points per perfect Octa-Lock on a ×8 multiplier, so really effective. And then there's going to be another section after this one to give you even more points. I have about 700,000 almost. Make sure you should be able to get 2 perfect Octa-Locks here. So just be sure that nothing spawns towards you. So as you see, I pulled my reticule towards me, but everything that was left to be spawned was away from me. So just keep note of that. And you do get points for perfect Octa-Locking these guys. If you guys play Journey, you don't get points for these like rock-like creatures, but you do get them for Matrix. So try to time it the best you can. Get those perfect Octa-Locks, and if you're lucky, before there you go. Before you even destroy all of these guys, you'll have close to 800,000 points, and it's pretty much a cakewalk from here on out. I broke my multiplier right there at the end, which is kind of unfortunate, but again, it doesn't really matter because my points, they're just so big. So hopefully this video helps you out. Check the channel for the other levels. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. Be sure to check the trophy guide that I wrote for this game in the description if you want more tips, written tips on the other levels and just general tips and information about getting the other trophies. That's it for now, guys. Hopefully Matrix didn't pose too much of a problem for you guys, but that's it. Quantum is out.